Our home, you really like this guy. I'll let you play with it.
Kind of weird, isn't it?
Today, we're going to show you a great craft idea starring the Queen of Crafts, Carol Duvall.
And home safety is on everybody's mind. We're going to tell you how you can test for health hazards and keep your family very safe and happy.
Another star will be here today. All My Children's soap star Robin Madsen will whip up an exotic dish in our kitchen.
But right now, we're going to show you how to keep your kids happy with some wonderful toys. This is what Zsa wishes she could do. And what we'd like you to do is go grab your hula hoop and come on in to our home.
He's got an eye on his shoulder.
He's got an eye on his shoulder. We're having so much fun here today. You know, I think that our first guest must have the best job in the world because she gets paid to play with these things all day long, you know?
Oh, boy. You know, actually, he told me he hates puppets, so I know it's painful for him. But today, she's going to tell us how to choose age-appropriate toys. Please welcome the co-author of The Best Toys, Books, and Videos for Kids, and co-founder and publisher of the Oppenheim Toy Portfolio, Stephanie Oppenheim.
Hello,
Thanks
Stephanie.
for coming in.
Nice
I said it right, didn't I? Oppenheim.
Nice to be here.
Now, this is so great. Bonnie and I are just having the best time with this. We've never seen this.
I love puppets, but
they're fun to play with. They really are kind of goofy. And this one is one that you can, just kind of build whatever you want. Wherever you want the eyes and the nose and all that stuff.
A favorite with our preschoolers who really just love putting the different noses and eyes all over the place, and also a great choice for kids with special needs because they can really make it work too.
Cyclops doll,
We
right
made
there.
our gender-free list because we found that both boys and girls really enjoy playing with it.
First of all, let's talk about how it is that you test toys and what are you looking for? How does this process
It's hard to believe, but there are nearly 10,000 new products introduced for kids each year.
Really?
And it's a full-time job sorting out and finding out which ones are really the best, and the best are what's in our book. And what we do is we start out with the first cut based on safety and developmental appropriateness, and once we find those, we send them out to our network of family testers, and we have kids play with them. And we ask the parents to fill out an evaluation form to know 2 weeks later is that toy still being played with.
Oh, okay. So we're going to start with infants.
Right. For young babies, you want toys that are safe, and this one is really 4 toys in one, makes great sound.
Oh, and it says Bell on
Right, and you want to look for toys that have stitched features so there's no choking hazard.
In the eyes.
Right, and the eyes.
So can't pull it. I always remember seeing my mother go like this when she was shopping for toys.
She didn't do it to her doll. She actually did that to Bonnie.
But that's something you really want to look for, right?
Absolutely.
Now, I just went out shopping with a friend for an infant, and she was looking at foam trucks. Now, is foam okay for infants?
No, really foam that can bite off and choke on.
So you'd think that'd be okay.
You really need to be 3 and up. I mean, you really have to be careful with babies. So you want to stay away from things that have buttons, anything that can come off accidentally.
I just thought I heard, listen to this one. Isn't that funny?
That's cool.
This is a really great toy to be playing with your baby, and then your baby will enjoy playing with it by themselves as they get a little bit bigger.
Okay.
This is a new collection of baby toys that just is wonderful. It has great sound and things to look at, and you can use it as a tracking toy, and as your baby gets bigger, they can do it themselves.
Okay.
Make all these things happen.
With something like this, we want to check that it's not going to come apart.
Right, absolutely. It's one of the things that we look for because our testers, the first thing they did was taste every part of this toy.
Absolutely.
Right.
This is great because it's enclosed, right? You can't take those
absolutely.
folks out.
If these little people makes a great sound for crawling and toddlers to play with. If these little figures were not enclosed, they would pose a choking hazard as well.
Exactly.
This is one of the things that we look for.
And one of the things I'm also noticing, no sharp edges, because with all these, they're hard plastic toys, and, you know, they could fall into them.
Absolutely.
This is a great company. When our kids were small, I think I invested more money in Little Tykes, but they do great stuff.
Right. And one of the things that we do with the Oppenheim Toy Portfolio is to look at all the toys in a particular category. And this one really rated the best because it's very sturdy for a beginning walker to pull themselves up on. It's got nice activities to walk on. There's a lot of room behind so that they won't trip themselves. And it's a really sturdy.
The toys last forever, too, I must tell you. They do some great stuff.
Right.
Now, this is great. If you like trains, and every parent can't wait to buy the first train for their son or daughter.
Right. Now, this was almost our favorite toy of the year. It's because it's open-ended, because it has those arrows on it. the kids don't have to know how to close a track. And so instead of watching Dad or Grandpa play with the electric train set, here's a set that preschoolers can really make work themselves.
What is this set? What is it called?
It's the Duplo battery-operated train, and it's from Lego.
Okay, also another good company.
Yeah.
This is one where you say you actually have to put it together. There's a tool here.
This is one of the things that we look at. This is marked on the box 3 to 6. You really have to be more like 5 or 6 to be able to make it work. But it's a great construction toy that kids can work on and working on their fine motor skills.
And girls can do this
Oh,
too?
absolutely.
That's kind of the new thing, right? Is remembering a lot of these things.
Absolutely.
It's good for them.
Now, we don't usually talk about novelty dolls, but this one just was a hit with all of our testers.
Really?
This is Jenny Gymnast, and you can put her through her paces, and she does a whole routine.
Yeah,
and
you know, they love that.
You have to work at it to make it.
So why was this one so good?
Because it does something that lots of young girls like to do, which is gymnastics. It's something that they really enjoy.
Okay.
And if they can't do their own flips, they can make Jenny do the flips.
Okay.
And one of the other trends that we're seeing is in multicultural dolls. You know, when a lot of us were growing up, there weren't a lot of great choices.
There we go.
And
Right.
one of the other things that we look for is price point, and that these dolls are available now in toy supermarkets, and they're about $30. Some of them are $18. You don't have to spend a lot of money to get a doll that looks like your child.
Which is great.
Right.
I think still the best thing you can buy a young child is a book, and these pop-up books are amazing. They're maybe a little bit more expensive, but I tell you, it just holds the interest of the kids.
Absolutely. We recommend this book in particular. It's just a great thing. If you have a reluctant reader, what better way to get them back to books than with one of these pop-ups.
And we have some other books too. Now, we were talking about that gender thing.
Right.
And we've got a book that has, it's like Paul Bunyan, you said?
Paul Bunyan, but Paul Bunyan is a woman in this book, and a bigger-than-life tall tale, and a great storybook. And that's also something to bring home to your kids that you can read together.
Swamp Angel, okay.
Right.
Now this is good. I've seen a lot of these out recently where they are activity books.
Right. A very big trend as the baby boomers kids get older. The toy industry is responding with lots of activity kits and activity books, and they're not all created equal. That's something that we found. This is a wonderful set. You can bake your own beads and paint them, and there are lots of wonderful suggestions of what to do with them. For example, we also have a paper bead set
down here.
Over there. There are 4 different ones that were introduced on the market this year, and this one really worked the best. It's from Milton Bradley, and our kids really enjoyed it. We also have those are the beads that you can make, and you can make it with things around your house, which is why it's also on our green list.
Wow.
As is this. This is a recycled jewelry kit that our kids really enjoyed putting together.
And there is a stage where jewelry is a lot of fun to make.
Absolutely. Early school year kids love making things and having something that they can be proud of. Mark's holding a scarf from a silk painting kit that
Actually
put
paint
together.
that. That's great.
Right.
Okay. So we're talking
together.
first grade, kindergarten,
Well,
second grade,
these
fifth
are
grade.
almost 10. This one is 10 and up. Now, the copycats,
Look at this.
you can make a hand, but we had a 7-year-old tester who was cloning his action figures. not maybe what the company had in mind, but he really found a great use for it.
And he'll be doing knockoffs on 7th Avenue when he gets a little bit older, right? Now, games are always fun as well.
Right. There are many more games. This was one of our favorites this year. It's called Rainbow Timbers. And you won't find this in a toy supermarket, but what we do in the book is we give you the 800 number and the price for each of the products that we recommend, so that you can locate them. We try to take the guesswork out of finding the products for your kids.
You won't find this in a regular...
No, this you'll either find in a specialty store or through a catalog, and we have the 800 number in the book for that.
And finally, this truck. Let's talk about this.
Well, if you have a preschooler who loves construction, which I have one at home, this is the ultimate gift. They really add a little construction hat to it, and off they go.
A lot of fun. What do you think about computer games and computer activities?
Right. Well, that's a wonderful gift for early school years kids for the same reason that they can make things. There are wonderful programs out there now where they can make their own posters and stationery.
My daughter's glued to that stuff. Thank you so much. A lot of good information here. If you want to learn more about these toys, it's all going to be in the newsletter. But coming up next, A Star is Born with some help from Carol Duvall. Stay tuned. That was really good.